One of the things we've been very excited about is a systems of care approach in Oregon. Through state-sponsored efforts, when this was classified as evidence-based practice in the state, we started to work with a few different places. This is a map of Oregon, in Portland, Oregon in 2007. And by 2009, we had nearly 30 settings. We now have well over 30 settings implementing the model all throughout the state of Oregon. And the data are just beginning to emerge. It all started with one inpatient unit. This is an adolescent inpatient unit with a 7-day length of stay. And what they were able to achieve is reductions in restraints and seclusions that were pretty remarkable. You see here restraints from nearly 100 down to close to 20. This is pre and post implementation periods. Again, seclusions, same thing. 100 down to over 40. This, I'm glad to say, has been reduced sizably as they had room to improve there as well. Here you see residential treatment as part of this. This is in a 3-month implementation time. Episodes of physical aggression, 100 to about 10. Holds, about 90 to 5. Seclusions, just under 30 to next to none during this implementation period. Here's an off-campus behavior program for some very challenging kids. These are kids, 64% of them who qualify for the free and reduced lunch program. 15% had a history of multiple psychiatric hospitalizations. 35% have been placed in a treatment facility. A quarter had a history of sexual abuse. 60% of history of some form of trauma, abuse, in-home substance abuse, or severe family dysfunction. And what did we find? Prior to the implementation, they were doing 1 to 2 restraints of a student per week and 3 to 5 seclusions per week. After implementation, 5 restraints and less than 5 seclusions for the entire year to follow. These are pretty convincing school data. Time spent, these are minutes spent out of class. 8,000 minutes spent out of class coaching. Requires somebody to be doing that, to less than 4,000. 10,000 minutes in supervised isolation to just over 2,000. Minutes in the de-escalation room, 50,000 plus minutes. How they count those, I have no idea. Down to just above 20,000 minutes. And why am I showing this slide at this time? Because I used to go around saying in programs like that, implementing this model, changing conventional wisdom and how we treat these kids was like turning an aircraft carrier around in a canal. Somebody sent me this and said, you know, you can do it. Takes a lot of work from everybody on the ship and a lot of people around it to turn it, but it can be done. I hope those data are pretty convincing that it absolutely can be done, but it doesn't come easily.